First in high definition from the station on your side, this is WAVY News 10.
18 burglaries at small businesses, many in broad daylight.
But only one was caught on surveillance cameras. Virginia Beach police believe this man is responsible for breaking into all of those businesses by popping out deadbolt locks. 10 on your side's Ann McNamara spoke with the victim.
This suspect took anywhere from $1 to hundreds of dollars, but it's what he took inside this store that made police think he could be responsible for other break-ins in other cities. Everything at Tiny Tots Treasures, every hat, every dress, every little shoe is primped and pressed and put in place by owner Debbie Bukowski. She admits it might be a little much, but
that's just me.
Her keen eye came in handy this week when someone broke in broad daylight Sunday morning.
They went straight to the register, grabbed the couple of 1s and 5s and my coin tray.
As soon as she got there, Debbie noticed a little something was a little off.
One dress was up here on the rack getting ready to be put out. Really fancy pink dress.
To go with it, the suspect took 2 pairs of tights. So you have none left?
I have none left, no. They took all of them.
And 3 dresses on the way out.
And they hit a lot of other baby stores too, which makes me believe that they just want cash and they just want some baby stuff because he's probably freaking out that he has a newborn baby and no money.
This store, one of 18 to fall victim to the deadbolt popper.
A thief is a thief.
He used the same method at Excel Car Stereo. The difference here, they caught him on camera.
A video just records what you do. It doesn't stop you.
Not before he got away with cash and a speaker box.
You know, definitely love to see him get caught. Yeah, definitely.
Back at Tiny Tots, Debbie knows she'll probably never get her stuff back, but she does want the thief to pay.
It's probably just about justice. I would rather have them, actually, I'd rather see them get some help.
Because several of these stores had to do with kids' clothing, kids' toys, police say they think this suspect could be linked to other break-ins in Chesapeake, but of course that investigation is still ongoing. In Virginia Beach, Ann McNamara, 10 on your side.
Many of these businesses didn't have security cameras, but they found a quick fix to keep this from happening again. That story coming up at 6. If you have any information about the suspect in this surveillance video, call the crime line.
The FBI says one of the men responsible for a violent Food Lion robbery in Hampton is behind bars tonight. Federal agents arrested 27-year-old Emmanuel Norman yesterday afternoon. We showed you this surveillance video from the October 21st robbery at the Food Lion in the Newmarket Square shopping center. Police say 2 suspects posing as FBI agents walked in, strapped fake bombs onto employees and shot a beer vendor. That beer vendor, Kelvin White, stabbed one of the robbers. Now investigators say that a woman drove the getaway car. That shooting victim told 10 on your side today that he's very happy there's been an arrest. White says he is recovering nicely. Police are still searching though for the other robbery suspect and the getaway car.
If you're a veteran, you are eligible for burial at sea. The family of a Vietnam vet called 10 on your side when they discovered this disturbing mistake involving cremated remains to be buried at sea. Andy Fox joins us now with the case of 3 men with the same name and confusion over cremations. Andy?
Yeah, lots of confusion tonight. Walter Ralph West Jr. served his country 25 years. He died in December, so his family honored his last wish, a burial at sea. Or was it?
It's just been a lot of sleepless nights.
Sleepless nights for the family of Walter Ralph West Jr.
A lot of waiting, checking the mailbox.
Walter's son Bill, restless, waiting for pictures of a burial at sea like this one. The last honor fulfilled. Or was it?
If the remains they say are his are really his.
Confusion. Where are his father's remains? And was he buried at sea? And
why'd they drop the ball?
who dropped the ball? That's what we will look at coming up tonight on WAVY News 10 at 6 on this Veterans Day, making sure promises are kept. That tonight at 6. I'm Andy Fox, 10 on your side.
A change in command at the Norfolk-based USS Harry S. Truman. Captain Tushar Tembe died Tuesday after he collapsed while departing the ship. The military does not have a cause of death. Today, Captain D. Newburn assumed command of the Truman. The Truman is in the Naval Station Norfolk undergoing repairs and is scheduled to return to the fleet next summer.
In a region rich with military like Hampton Roads, there are many Veterans Day celebrations. One of the largest and most popular is the Veterans Day Parade in Virginia Beach. 10 on your side's Art Kahn takes us there.
Organizers of the parade in Virginia Beach planned for this event an entire year, and it was obvious that planning paid off.
The wind chill was unseasonably cold in the resort city Friday morning, but not enough to hold back the parade. The well-known Patriot Guard riders led the way in a procession that stretched several blocks from the convention center all the way to 13th Street. The U.S. Navy Fleet Forces band marched smartly as members of the greatest generation saluted the flag and those who wear the uniform today.
It's an honor, and it's giving great gratitude for this Veterans Day.
This veteran is referring to the number of young people at this year's event, not only watching the parade, but marching in cadence like the veterans they are here to honor.
How does that make you feel?
It feels real good to see that people really realize, especially at that age.
I think it's because the generations that served in the wars before has passed this on now.
A legacy of not only patriotism, but freedom.
And may God continue to bless our great nation, this land of the free and home of the brave.
On this day when we honor our veterans who are among us, it's also important to remember the ones who could not be here, who are either killed or are missing in action. We celebrate this day for them as well. In Virginia Beach, Art Kahn, 10 on your side.
The Veterans Day Parade has been an annual event in Virginia Beach since 1970.
President Obama and the First Lady honored our nation's veterans today. The president placed a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknowns at Arlington National Cemetery. The president thanked America's men and women in uniform for their dedication, sacrifice, and service.
Tonight, the president will be on board the aircraft carrier that buried Osama bin Laden at sea for the first ever Carrier Classic. The USS Carl Vinson will host an NCAA basketball game between the North Carolina Tar Heels and the Michigan State Spartans. Crews spent the week building a giant basketball court with more than 7,000 seats on the flight deck. There's also a court down below on the hangar bay in case there's rain in San Diego. The game is a Veterans Day celebration and a salute to active duty military personnel. Carl Vinson sailors, wounded warriors, as well as fans and alumni from both teams will be in the stands.
Honoring the men and women of the military this Veterans Day with thousands of new jobs. Who's looking to hire our vets? Next at 5:30.
Employees of a Suffolk business say they haven't received a paycheck in weeks, so they called 10 on your side. When we went out looking for answers, the owner called police. We'll tell you what happened next.
Parents received terrifying text messages while their children were on the school bus.
The bus was just swerving around. She almost hit a jogger, and we almost hit other buses.
That scary situation that ended with the bus driver in handcuffs.
Some areas inland could see a hard freeze again overnight, and some areas into Chesapeake, for example, could see their first freeze. Current temperature readings 51. It's about 10-15 degrees colder than it was last night. At this time, how cold it's going to get, we'll tell you about that in our weekend in just a few minutes.
You're watching WAVY News 10 at 5 with Tom Shad, Nicole Libus, and Super Doppler 10 Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
An airplane scare for passengers on a Delta flight headed for North Carolina.
When we heard it, it started shaking first, and then all of a sudden we saw sparks, great big boom, lots and lots of fire, and then shortly after that smoke started coming out of the air vents.
A couple people got hysterical. The lady behind me was crying. So, a couple people kind of looked at it as, light flashing before their eyes and stuff like that.
Delta says about 10 minutes into the flight, a light went off in the cockpit indicating an engine issue. The plane returned to Atlanta and landed safely. The passengers got on another plane and landed in Charlotte this morning. No word on what caused the problem.
Police say a Pennsylvania bus driver took 25 children on a terrifying ride home from school. A 12-year-old on the bus sent his mom this text, quote, "Mommy, I think our bus driver is drunk. She's not driving right." Police say 46-year-old Carol Crockett was driving while extremely intoxicated. They say she was 5 times over the legal limit.
The bus was just swerving around. She almost hit a jogger, and we almost hit other buses. The bus driver fell asleep a couple of times. People were yelling, "I don't want to die today."
I was a little scared. I felt something in my stomach. I felt butterflies.
She shouldn't even be driving. That's just past irresponsible.
Wow. Some of the kids say they were so scared they got off before their regular stops. After getting calls and texts from their children, parents alerted school officials who called police. The driver went to pick up more kids at an elementary school, and that's when the principal pulled her off the bus. She was later fired. Police charged her with DUI and child endangerment.
Unauthorized access alert. Find out what Virginia school is notifying more than 175,000 current and former students and staff that their personal information was compromised.
Paycheck problems. Employees of a Suffolk business called 10 on your side.
We want our pay. We need to get paid.
When we went digging for answers why the workers weren't getting paid, the police showed up. I'll show you what 10 on your side found out next. Employees of a Suffolk business say they haven't been paid for weeks, and they called 10 on your side for help.
The owner of the business then called the police on our Stephanie Harris, and she demanded some answers. Stephanie, what happened?
Well, I'll show you our whole thing in just a moment. First, let me catch you up on why we were there. Now, this right here is a Caring Hand Home Health Care. Employees called us out to the business on Tuesday. They hadn't been paid, they said, for 3 weeks, and the doors were locked.
We want our pay. We need to get paid.
It's been 3 weeks.
I'm about to be evicted. My lights are about to be turned off.
Employees are out of patience.
I got a rejection sticker on my car that I need to get off because I ain't got no money.
And that means she can't get to her patient, who's been forced to find home care elsewhere. The door is locked at a Caring Hand, and the owner isn't answering her phone or email.
I don't know what's going on. Miss Janice Holland is supposed to be the CEO of this company, along with her husband, Troy Holland.
10 on Your Side did some digging. I found the Hollands do have an active license for this business in Suffolk, which may or may not be under federal investigation. A spokesperson confirmed the FBI was at the business about 3 weeks ago, but won't say any more. A background check confirmed Troy Holland is a convicted felon, recently released from jail on cocaine charges. It appears Janice Holland owes nearly $500,000 to the IRS and others, but lives in this large home in an upscale neighborhood. That's where I went looking for answers. Janice? Minutes later, the police showed up looking for me.
Well, apparently she's called the apartment. I guess on you guys knocking on the door. So let me go up here and talk to her and see what's going on exactly. Okay.
Thank you very much. We told the officer about the Hollands employees and waited. Did you ask them about the employees?
I didn't want to get involved in all that and just asked them why they called. They called because you guys own the property. They said this time they must speak to you also.
Then the craziest thing happened.
Are you Troy?
Yes, I'm Troy.
You're Troy. I'm Stephanie.
Basically, what we're trying to do, we're trying to get the payroll right. We don't. We went on Medicaid to make sure that everything goes through straight.
He refused to answer any questions.
This business has been running for years, several years. So what's changed? What's different?
I would not go into that without a lawyer or anything like that.
He said they will try to make sure employees get paid and thanked them for their patience.
Right now, I have no more ounce. Thank you very much for coming out here. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a blessed day.
Well, Janice never came out or explained why they called police. I put in a call to Medicaid. I've not heard back from them. We will stay on top of this story. Stephanie Harris, 10 on Your Side.
Now, in high definition, your Super Dot for 10 forecast with Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
You can just feel it. It's cold out there. It's been cold, but the winds are dropping off. It's been rather breezy all day long. Now the winds are dropping off, and the temperature's going to drop on down, too. Now, take a look at what's going on for our weekend. We want to start out with a very, very big picture, and this is obviously what's going on with Tropical Storm Sean. It is still out there, barely, though. It's bypassed Bermuda. It's moved past Bermuda now. It did create some tropical storm force winds there, but it's getting rapidly caught up in this cold front, which is situated right about into here.
here, and it will likely not be a hurricane or a tropical storm by the end of tonight. Now, here's the latest on the storm. 50-mile-an-hour winds moving to the northeast at 26 miles an hour, and it's just plain going to fall apart during the overnight hours. So this is likely the last we're going to see of this whole situation. What about our situation? We got a weekend recovery going on in terms of temperatures. It's going to be cold overnight, but it'll warm up pretty nicely for tomorrow because high pressure will slide on by to our south, and that'll give us a southwesterly breeze. We've got some more cloud cover moving in by Sunday. However, there's a warm front off to our north, which will warm things even further. So things are looking pretty good for the weekend, but we got to get through tonight. It's going to be cold during the overnight hours, and you can just feel it into the air. And you can also see in the clouds these little wrinkles through here. That's basically because of the wind that's been kicking up all day long. Well, the wind is dropping off nicely. By 9 o'clock, a light west-southwesterly wind at 5 to 10. 5 to 10 tomorrow morning at 7. There's where we are during the day tomorrow. The wind will pick up a little bit, but it's a good wind. It'll be southwesterly at 10 to 20, and it's going to warm things on up. Now, we move on into Sunday. We've got some more cloud cover to the area. 5 to 10-mile-an-hour winds to start the day on Sunday. 10-mile-an-hour winds at the noon hour. And again, a continuation of the south to southwesterly wind is going to warm things up even further. So again, we are looking at some pleasant conditions coming up over the weekend. But right now, it's cool. 48 degrees into Newport News, 51 in Norfolk, 47 degrees in Virginia Beach. There's our low last night in Norfolk, 44. Some inland areas, though, dropped on down into the upper 30s. Highs today were generally into the low 50s throughout the area. And you can see it's 47 in Hampton, Chesapeake, and Suffolk with 50 degrees right now. So current temperature readings basically into the upper 40s to around the 50-degree mark throughout the area. 47, though, in Virginia Beach, 48 into Newport News. Now, freeze warnings. We got freeze warnings basically from Chesapeake and on southward into eastern North Carolina. Now, why not these inland areas? Well, you've already had your hard freeze. Why not these areas, Portsmouth, on into Virginia Beach, and for much of the peninsula? Because it looks like we're going to see enough of a breeze coming in off the water, whether it be the James River or the Chesapeake Bay. So we're not likely to see temperatures drop on down to freezing there, but we've already seen it into inland areas. Last night's lows, again, 39 to 44. Tonight, here's what we got going on. Likely see a hard freeze for Ahoskie, Elizabeth City. Nags Head, no. We move on to the south side of the Hampton Roads area. Chesapeake, you'll see your first freeze. Portsmouth, a little more dicey as to whether you're going to see it, but 30 into well inland areas, 32, 34, 35 here. We've got a breeze coming in off the James River. That'll hold the temperature up ever so slightly, and a little quicker return to a southwesterly breeze will hold the temperature up into the low to mid 30s here. But have no fear, tomorrow looks good. 62 after a cold start to the day. 67 on Sunday. Look at that for Monday, 74. Chance of some rain for late Tuesday into Tuesday night.
Gift cards are an easy option for those hard to buy for people on your holiday list. Hear why many will look different and be easier to buy this year.
Healing cannot occur until we understand how responsibilities to these children failed.
More fallout from the Penn State sex abuse investigation. Who could be next to lead the legendary football staff at 5:30?
Virginia Commonwealth University says someone hacked a school server containing personal data of more than 176,000 current and former students, faculty, and staff. The data includes either names, social security numbers, and dates of birth. The Richmond school says it's notifying everyone who may have been affected by the breach by email or first-class mail. The school says the server was taken offline and they launched a forensic investigation to identify what happened. VCU says the likelihood that the data was compromised is very low.
Apple released a software update to fix the problem that is shortening the battery life of some of its electronic devices. Apple says the issue was on iPhones, iPads, and iPods running on the company's iOS 5 operating system. Now, the company says it found bugs in the problem. Users can get the update to fix them by connecting to iTunes.
Just in time for holiday shopping, more gift cards are going digital. Most can now be delivered electronically. No excuse now for a late gift. Several big retailers, including Best Buy, Gap, and Pizza Hut, introduced e-cards for the first time this year. You send them via email, but you need to give the recipient a heads up. They may delete it thinking it's junk mail, but buyer beware, some have expiration dates and charge purchase fees. Many retailers will replace the funds if the card is lost or stolen. Holiday shopping season is underway. We're on your side with some strategies from the experts to get more for your money. Use your smartphone while you shop to compare prices and get the latest deals from your email or social media while you're in the store. If you're shopping online, wait for free shipping. 93% of retailers are expected to offer it. And don't wait till Cyber Monday for the best bargains. Websites are already rolling out online deals.
People are placing bets, tying the knot, or even making a wish. Others are being extra cautious. Today is the 11th day of the 11th month of 2011. So why scientists say people think 11-11-11 is so lucky.
Treating vets with PTSD by virtually taking them back to the war zone. See how it works. New at 5:30.
Run check Melanie.
Where am I? What is CCF? Don't have me looking them up.
Hello,
Mr. Gilbert. Hi. Check 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello, I'm good.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4.
But they did confirm that they were out there.
Right.
So they confirmed that they're out there, but they won't say whether or not they're investigating. So I think we need to, that's why I thought we need to say that because they were out there, but we're not investigating them.
Hello, Stephanie, please. Put on the mic.
A6 is dead.
And then oh, just sort of make the connection to if you knew something or you were asking questions, you had specific questions for him about, is it because of your criminal past or your...
Hello, Stephanie.
Hey, hi, what's up?
Hello, Melanie.
Hey, testing 1, 2, 3.
Well, today is Veterans Day. It's also 11-11-11, and some consider it a once-in-a-lifetime event. A lot of people believe it's a really lucky day, a good day to get married or buy a lottery ticket. But why? Well, a writer who researched the psychology of the superstition says it's the way we're wired and the environment that we're in.
We all have these innate instincts to try to find patterns in the world and to try to use these patterns to control and predict the future, even if these patterns might not make any logical sense. If you don't feel like you have a lot of control in your daily life, or if in a given circumstance you feel anxious, you might rely on other things to try to predict the future.
The tough economy could be another reason why people would be more inclined to cling to the belief that 11-11-11 could be the luckiest day of a lifetime, at least until next December, when the calendar reads 12-12-12. Stay with us. WAVY News 10 at 5:30 starts right now.